Let's talk about ratio here. Ratio about two areas. Initially we have a ratio, area A and area B. Then area A is going to transfer part of it to area B, decreasing area A, increasing area B. So the ratio is going to change. This is what we're going to talk about. But on this problem, I'm going to talk about books. We have John and Zoe, and they are going to exchange books. Initially, they have some amounts. One is going to give book to the other, so the ratio is going to change. But overall, the books that they both have remains the same. So the total does not change. The total number of books that those two friends have is not going to change, but one is going to give books to the other. So the problem is this. At first, the ratio of Zoe's number of books to the number of John's books was 5 to 8. So Zoe has more books than John. Then, what's going to happen? Zoe is going to give John 28 books in such a way that the ratio now is going to be 3 to 2. John to Zoe. So can you see, at first, Zoe had more books. Then, at the end, Zoe has less books. And I want to know how many books John has in the end. Now, let's get started. So we have, this is John, this is Zoe, this is at first, this is the end. At first, the ratio is 5 to 8. At the end, the ratio is 3 to 2. Now, if I put the total, this is 13, those two, the total is 5. Let's stop for a moment and discuss here. I'm writing the ratios here. Maybe John had 5, Zoe had 8, maybe John had 50, Zoe had 80, maybe John had 15, Zoe had 24. I don't know. We are going to find out this throughout the exercise. Maybe John was left with 30 and Zoe was left with 20. I don't know. What I do know is that this total at first must be the total at the end. Oh, but it's not. Of course not. We're talking about ratios. So the first thing we have to talk about this. Those two numbers, they gotta be the same. After all, the total at first and at the end must be the same. So how are we going to fix that? We're going to multiply this by 5 and we're going to multiply this one by 13. We're just trying to find the least common multiple. Only this, nothing else. Those two numbers have nothing to do with each other, so the least common multiple is just multiplied by the opposite one. 13 by 5 is 65. 5 times 13, also 65. I wanted those two numbers be the same. So I can do this when I multiply this entire line by 5 and this entire line by 13. So let's do it. So this is John. This is Zoe. Now let's solve. 5 times 5 is 25. 8 times 5 is 14. 3 times 13 is 39. 2 times 13, 26. Wonderful. Now let's write the total. Total. This is 65. Of course. This is also 65. Of course. We did everything so 65 appeared. That number must be the same as this one. Now we are in business. Now we can start the problem because I told you whatever they had in the beginning is the same amount they had in the end. No books were given to them, or they are not giving books to someone else. They're just exchanging books. The total does not change. So those numbers for the ratio they suit much better for us because now the total remains the same. And when you have this kind of problem, all we have to do is to fix this column. If this column is fixed, everything else is going to fix by its own way. How come? Notice that from here to here we have a minus 14 units. And of course here we have plus. Remember, Zoe is given John 28 books. So she's going to decrease in some amounts, while John is going to increase the same module, this is important, units. At first, something was fishy, because look, first, the total is not the same. First clue that something you have to change. Second clue, can you see this module? The difference is 6, the difference is 2. Whatever changes for Zoe changes for John. Opposite, the same module. If she loses 10, John gains 10. If she loses 20, John gains 20. If she loses 28, John gets 28. If she loses 1, John gains 1. Same module, opposite signal. In here, they are both decreasing. Wrong. This should be decreasing, this increasing. So they are both decreasing. Wrong. Second, the module is not the same. This module is 6, this module is 2. Third, the total is not the same. Everything is a mess. So just because we fix this column, everything else is fixed. The total is the same. Good. The module of the change is also the same. Good. And what else? This is a reduction and this is an increase. 3. So everything fixed now. Now we have to look at something now. This is our model. This is our model. Pay attention. This is our model. This is not reality. This is not reality. Reality is where 28 books are transferred. In here, 14 units are transferred. Why does it units? Because it's not books, units. Now, I noticed that 14 is being transferred. But I know that instead of 14 units, I should have 28 books. So, 14 units is the same as 28 books. So, what is 1 unit? 1 unit is going to be 2 books. Notice that this part is our model. That's why I talk in units. Now, this side is reality. So, I gave you the model. But of course, we want to know the true reality. We want to know the true amount of books. And to get from one to the other, we just have to multiply by 2. Okay, that's right. The problem is solved. John, Zoe, 25. Everything times 2, because 1 unit here on the model means 2 units in reality. So while I have 25 here, I have 50. While I have 40, I have 80. While I have 39, I have 78. While I have 26, in our model, we have 52. In reality, can you see now that for our model is a minus 14? In reality, is a minus 28 books. Now, for John, in our model was plus 14 units. In reality, it is plus 28 books. So the answer is going to be 78. So John is going to have a set of 78 books at the end. That's a problem. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. If that video was interesting to you, please give it a like. It is very important, your like. Please just press the button like. If you did, no problem, but if you did, I'm going to ask you, please give the like, because that is how YouTube is going to send this video to other people, and some other people are going to understand this and gain some knowledge as well. So please consider subscribing if you like the way I teach, the way I explain things. My videos are going to be always like this. Curiosities, sometimes solving something a little bit different, and always on the blackboard, because I don't know. I just think that Blackboard has some magical thing, and it's impossible to create this on the computer. So I thank you enormously. Thank you very much for your presence in here at ARISTOTHINK, and I hope to see you on the next videos. Please feel free to search other videos inside my channel, and if you have any comment, any idea, please send me some message. Thank you very much. See you next time, and well, I hope you have enjoyed. Thank you. Now we just have to put the end button. I always have to find that button. It's here. See you. Bye bye. Bye bye.